The Cincinnati Bengals are sticking by Vontaze Burfict. Orlando, Florida. In an off-season otherwise full of positives for the Bengals personnel staff, the 4-game suspension levied against Vontaze Burfict for performance-enhancing drugs served as a rain cloud blocking the sun. This was nothing new, of course. This marked the third consecutive season Burfict would open the year with at least a 3-game suspension, assuming this one is upheld. League sources told the Enquirer they believe it will. Due to suspension and injury, Burfict has missed 29 of 66 possible games the last 4 years. "It's not ideal," Director of Player Personnel Duke Tobin said this week at the league meetings. "The situation he has put us in is not ideal. We are a player-oriented business. Players that can make a difference are important and we recognize that. The more he's not available to us, the more it hurts us." More, Bengals ownership preaches win now off-season more. Here's how the Bengals are changing the defense. Bengals Beat podcast, state of the franchise rather than finding a way out, taking the final 3 years of his contract off the books at minimal penalty due to the team-friendly structure and using the money to rebuild around a more reliable source. They are clutching onto what he can be when available. Still, the options haven't been weighed. Do we have conversations on that a lot? Sure, we have conversations on that a lot, Tobin said. But at the end of the day we are a player-oriented business and the players are the ones that win or lose for us. We try to collect as many players that can help us win. That's our job. That's what we do. That's our responsibility as an organization. To try to put the best football team on the field that we possibly can. It's not ideal when a guy is not available to us and we recognize that, but our overriding thought is how to field the best football team we can possibly field. As for the rumor which surfaced around the time of the suspension going public that the Bengals were in discussions about trading their polarizing linebacker, which the Enquirer has continually pointed out as false since the moment it touched the NFL news cycle, was directly addressed by Bengals Vice President Troy Blackburn when asked about it at the meetings. "The whole trade discussion we don't get into unless there is something to actually report," he said. "And I think unfortunately some people in different parts of the league put some stories out and we are just not going to get into that. Our focus is on having the best 2018 we can and we feel Vontaze helps us do that." It's no secret Marvin Lewis agrees with the final sentence. The Bengals head coach has supported and defended Burfict every step of his roller coaster career. He stated earlier this month the Burfict suspension would not hold us back. And the signing of former Bills linebacker Preston Brown was at least partially motivated by assisting in filling Burfict's absence. When directly asked if he's ever even got close to thinking they would be better off moving away from Burfict toward a more reliable player, he snapped off an instant answer. "No," he said flatly. Though, Lewis didn't back away from disappointment in this latest infraction. "He shouldn't hurt himself like that," Lewis said. "He hurts himself. This is the first time he's ever done anything that has hurt himself from off the field. He shouldn't do that. It's the responsibility you have as an NFL player and you have to uphold that side of it." Another part of the trouble for Lewis and the team is that Burfict is the quarterback of the defense and one of the most prominent players on the team and thrust into the role of leader. Becoming a leader when simultaneously letting the team down only adds to the challenge. "He's got to earn their trust," Lewis said. Blackburn says he doesn't see the locker room issue as much a part of the equation in weighing the decision. "Vontaze is well liked and respected in the locker room," he said. "The players know that A, he's a special player and B, he's a really smart football player. I don't think there is going to be a negative that way. The negative is going to be lost time. When you are not there you are not helping the team win." But, in the eyes of the Bengals front office, despite the continued issues, they look at a 2018 roster that looks much better with Burfict on it than off. Even if that means for a maximum of 12 games. What overrides what we do is who can affect games in a positive way for us to win. Tobin said. That is really all we think about. That's all the ownership of our club worries about. How do we put the best football team on the field? You put the best football team on the field by putting the best players on your team, Guys who can affect games. That's true, whether reliable or not. It's not ideal, Tobin said. It hurts the football team. But it's the situation we have and the one we have to go forward with.